Hi, my name is Lexi Jong and welcome to my channel. So thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to do a quick get ready with me using Chantecaille products. I really wanted to use my new Lip Chic from Chantecaille. This is limited edition and they actually only made a few of these, so there's not a lot of stock, but this is the shade Rose de Mai. And this is part of the Chantecaille John Derian collection that is out right now. And this is the only cosmetic in the line, but here's the shade. It's a really pretty, kind of like a medium rose shade. And, you know, I love this case. So it is a little bit more expensive than the typical Lip Chics because of the packaging, but it's just stunning. So definitely wanted to feature that. I'm going to use some of my other Chantecaille favorites. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the Surratt Perfectioniste Primer. And then before I do anything else, I am actually going to use the Chantecaille Gel Bronzer. I actually only have a sample of this. I got this from Nordstrom many months ago, actually. But I never decided whether I really like it or not, so I just play with it sometimes. But I have a ton of this left and I use just a little tiny bit. So here, let me show you what the color of this is. So it's like a liquid, it's kind of runny and it has like a reddish undertone to it. It's very bronzy and I prefer to use this underneath my foundation because it's just a little bit deep for me and I feel like, you know, I have to blend it out so much. I prefer not to. So actually what I do is I get some on my finger, I tap it on my hand first to kind of get off some of that excess, and then I tap it on my face. And I have used a brush, but I don't know, I just prefer using my fingers with this one. So Angela Van Rose is another YouTuber who actually recently put out a video about this particular bronzer and she loves it. She's very fair skinned and it looks fantastic on her. For me, I just don't feel like it looks as great as it does on her, but you know, if you're interested, check out her video. And I'm gonna follow this up. You know, it still looks pretty natural. I don't put on a ton, but I think it does look nice. I'm going to go ahead and use some of the Chantecaille Just Skin. Oh, squeeze out too much, but this is one of my favorite summer foundations. I use the shade Alabaster, and this is in a squeeze tube with SPF 15. Okay, so moving on, I'm using the Sisley Stilo Lumiere in shade 1. This is almost empty, so it's actually really hard to get the product out right now. Only little bits are coming out. All right, and to set under my eyes, I'm using the Sonia G Mini Cheek Brush, and I'm going to try my new Sisley face powder. This is the Rose Dorian loose powder, so I'm just getting a little bit on the brush. I'm actually going to dust this all over my face. I'm using the Chikuhodo F01 brush. And you can see I have a blemish here, but I'm just gonna kind of let it be. All right, so let's move on to eyes. I'm going to use the Chantecaille Mermaid Eye Color in Triton, and I'm using the Sonia G Soft Shader Brush, and I'm gonna put this all over. Okay, wiping off the brush, I'm taking the Chantecaille Luminescent Eye Shade in Cheetah, which is a really pretty champagne shade. And I'm just going to put this on the inner third of the eye. And I'm just going to dab any excess under the brow. Now I'm going to cover the rest of the eye in Elephant, which is my favorite one of these Chantecaille eye shades. And I'm just going to put that on top of the Triton. So you can see that Triton and Elephant are similar in a way. So here is Elephant, here is Triton. So they're both a taupey shade and they both have shimmer and sparkle. The Triton is a cream shadow and you can see it's a little bit, got a little bit more of a warmer champagne to it, whereas Elephant has a little bit more gray and sparkle in there. And to line my eyes, I think for the upper lash line, I'm going to use the Chantecaille. This is the Le Pearl in Vert. And just want kind of like a different color up here. Just getting a little bit here on the outer edge. And I'm going to take, this is the Givenchy Pencil 1 brush. I'm going to just kind of smear some of this liquid down here. I need a little bit more there. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a second, actually go do the other eye first. Okay, so now that that's sat a little, I'm just going to kind of drag some of this liquid out so it kind of fades out. Okay, and for the rest of the lower lashes, I'm going to go back in with the pencil brush into Triton. And I'm twirling my brush in here and I'm just going to smudge a little under the eye. Okay, so I'm going to curl my lashes and add some mascara. I'm using the Fenty Full Frontal Mascara, and this brush, you can see that you've got a flat side and a side that's like a bit more volumizing. If I use that side, I get really, full lashes. But if I use the flatter side, I think it really gives like a really light, natural look. And then I'm gonna go in with the Tweezerman eyelash comb and just kind of comb those out. All right, so you can see, I really just like how light and kind of fluttery they look. But all right, moving on to brows. I'm using the Surratt Expressioniste Brow Pencil, and I always call it taupe, but it's actually called blonde. Just brushing in a little bit. And then using the other side of the brow pencil, just combing that through. And I'm using the Surratt Brow Pomade. And I had heard so many wonderful things about this. I was very intrigued to try it. I thought it would be stiffer than it is, and I'm very pleased that it's still touchably soft. And I think the toothbrush style applicator is really interesting. Sometimes I get it perfect with the brush and don't have to run through with the spoolie, but I think today we're just gonna run through it. Okay, so moving on to blush. Today I'm gonna use the Chantecaille Cheek shade in Bliss. I'm gonna use the Rephr 18 brush and this on. It comes up very, very easily. I always forget how easily this comes up. Take some of that off. So this is like a soft petal pink shade. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of buff everything in and finish it off with the Chantecaille Perfect Blur powder. And I'm gonna use the Chantecaille Buff and Blur brush. This brush is kind of firm, so I typically don't use it for finishing powder, just, you know, so nothing chips. But today I felt comfortable using it, so just a note. Okay, and now it is time for the lipstick. So there it is. I love this shade. I think it's a really beautiful shade, and I hope they end up bringing the shade back. You know, right now this shade is limited edition, only in this packaging, but hopefully this shade will come back because I think it's so pretty and perfect, and it's pretty neutral, so I feel like it would work well for a lot of people. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a few comparisons for this Rose de Mai shade. I actually went through my lip cheeks, and I don't really have too many lip cheeks that work. So this is the Rose de Mai. The closest lip cheek I have is actually the newest in the Hummingbird collection. This is Lupine. And you can see that Lupine is a little bit brighter and cooler. And then I have a couple of lip veils here that are a little bit similar. So this is Moabi. You can see this is warmer. And this is, I believe, the closest match, but Moabi is a little bit deeper. And then the last one that I have that was kind of similar is Pink Lotus. So you can see that, you know, they are all, you know, kind of in the same vein. Let me put Pink Lotus right up here so you can kind of see. Okay, and then let me put Moabi right here so you can kind of see. Okay, so just reviewing the swatches again. This here is the Rose de Mai. Here is the Moabi, which is also here. And this here is Lupine. This one and this one are Pink Lotus. So out of all of them, the closest match is the Moabi, which is a lip veil. But you can see that the Moabi is a bit deeper than the Rose de Mai, and it's also just a touch cooler than the Rose de Mai. So the Rose de Mai is a little bit more watermelony. So yeah, that is everything. Okay, so thank you so much for getting ready with me today, and that is everything for today. So I really, really do love this shade. Of course, if you are not able to get your hands on it, in my opinion, the closest is the Moabi lip veil, but you know, all of these are kind of in the same vein. So if you have one of those, you might not need to get this color, but you know, again, it is gorgeous packaging. And this is limited edition, and I believe it's only going to be available on the Chantecaille website. Okay, so thank you so much for getting ready with me today. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much and have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.